Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Rob Bonta, California Attorney General. I am thrilled to be here with Feeding San Diego, an extraordinary program I know you're all familiar with that provides hunger relief to so many communities and neighborhoods. And I'm here to highlight the powerful, life-changing work AmeriCorps members are doing in communities across our state. And AmeriCorps is more than a federal program. It is a promise. It's a promise that service matters, that community matters, that every person has something meaningful to contribute to others. And here in California, that promise is alive and well. We're grateful for the work AmeriCorps programs like College Corps are doing to provide college students with incredible opportunities to learn from and support community-based organizations like Feeding San Diego. And last year alone, AmeriCorps members counted in the over 6,000. There were over 6,000 AmeriCorps members who served last year alone at more than 1,200 sites, so 6,000 volunteers working to improve their communities, to make lives better of their neighbors at 1,200 sites across the state. And these are places like schools and food banks and homeless shelters, health clinics, youth centers, veterans facilities, and countless nonprofit and faith-based communities. Their service is commendable, and it takes on an even deeper meaning during the holidays, a time which we all know is so important for us to step up for one another. Unfortunately, earlier this year, all of this vital work done by AmeriCorps was put at risk. The Trump administration attempted to dismantle the AmeriCorps program. They tried to cut off critical funding, threatening not just an agency, but the communities, the families, the people, our fellow Americans who benefited from all the great services of the AmeriCorps program and AmeriCorps volunteers. At that moment, California stepped in, my office stepped in. We sued to stop the unlawful effort to defund AmeriCorps. We secured early relief to keep AmeriCorps members in the field. And when the administration tried again, withholding an additional $184 million in funding, we expanded our lawsuit to include that unlawful action. Rather than defend its illegal actions in court, the administration ultimately agreed to release those funds, release that $184 million back to AmeriCorps, meaning organizations like Feeding San Diego had the volunteer support they needed to feed hungry San Diego families. Service members kept their positions, and communities continued receiving the support that they needed and they depended on and they deserved. In California, we are not looking for a fight, but we will not back down. We will not hesitate to defend our people and our values when they are attacked, when they come under threat. AmeriCorps is one of the most effective community-centered federal programs that we have. Working with AmeriCorps was actually one of the most formative experiences that I had. If you can really stretch your memory to think way back to when I may have been in AmeriCorps, I joined AmeriCorps right out of college. I was in the city of New Haven in the state of Connecticut, and I volunteered along with other peers serving families and communities in neighborhoods that were battling with poverty and health inequities, public safety challenges, and educational inequities, among other challenges. And we were full of a sense of purpose. We thought and believed that we could change the world, that we can transform lives and make them better. We believed in serving our neighbors and tackling problems and confronting them and addressing them together. And that is the spirit of AmeriCorps. There have been thousands and thousands of volunteers over literally decades now that have served in the AmeriCorps program, gone on to careers in service, and those who benefited from that service. And that is something unique to us, that we lift each other up, that we care about one another, that we will take care of one another when necessary. And so that experience for me helped launch me into a career in public service, made me believe this is what I want to do. I want to help others. I want to continue to serve. I want to tackle problems and make people's lives better. And I'm grateful always for that time I had in AmeriCorps. And when we invest in AmeriCorps, we invest in people, we invest in potential, and we invest in progress. People, potential, and progress. Something that the numbers make clear. Last year alone, AmeriCorps invested more than $133 million in California, supporting service work that tackles educational inequities, strengthens public safety, addresses environmental challenges, and builds resilience in all communities. Organizations like Feeding San Diego rely on these members to deliver essential food assistance. But the fight to protect AmeriCorps is part of something even larger that my office has been on the front lines of. Over the last 45 weeks, my office has taken the Trump administration to court 48 times to stop illegal actions that hurt California, that threaten Californians, that threaten our values, our progress, our future, our people. And that is not something we want to do, but it is something we will do and we are obligated to do. We believe that this administration may advance its agenda if it does so lawfully, but it may never, ever cross the line into unlawful action, and we will hold that line and stand at that line and ensure that the federal administration never crosses it. And that's what we've been doing these 48 times in 45 weeks. We have protected $168 billion of funding for California that the Trump administration improperly and illegally sought to withhold. $3 trillion nationally is what we protected. And in California, that meant money for food, for health care, for housing, for college, for preschool, for public safety, for disaster relief and disaster response. We have defended constitutional rights when they have come under attack, like the right to vote, like birthright citizenship. We have protected the privacy of Californians when DOJ sought to access Social Security information and bank account information of Californians and of Americans. We are fighting back against unlawful tariffs that raise costs for Californians instead of lowering costs. We've pushed back against the militarization of our cities, and most recently fought to ensure that every eligible person in California received SNAP benefits, which is an entitlement program to feed hungry Californians and hungry Americans when the Trump administration was unlawfully withholding those benefits. So we will continue to hold that line. We'll continue to push back if and when this administration breaks the law, as it did when it attacked the AmeriCorps program. And we are overwhelmingly successful in these cases. We are winning over 80% of the time in our cases, securing restraining orders or preliminary injunctions, more and more final judgments. And sometimes the federal administration, after we sue, is waving the white flag, throwing in the towel and saying, I give up. We will change our behavior to comply with the law, and we'll take the victory any way it looks, because it's not about wins and losses. It's about the people who need food, who need health care, who deserve their constitutional rights and civil rights to be protected. And so every win, big or small, matters. And preserving AmeriCorps, that was a big one. That one was really important, and we're grateful that we had a role, again, because it isn't just a program. It's one of the most effective tools we've got to build opportunity and open doors for the next generation of leaders. And in California, we will always value that. We will always fight for that. We will always protect that. This holiday season, I'm especially grateful for the thousands of AmeriCorps members serving in communities across our state, people who are stepping up and giving their best when others are in challenging situations. That service, that commitment to others, that volunteerism, that represents the best of us, the best of who we are, who we can be, who we should be. And that spirit of giving and service, I think, is a powerful value that we share in our community. And again, I'm proud of the work my office did to protect AmeriCorps, proud that organizations like Feeding San Diego can keep ensuring reliable access to nutritious meals throughout our communities, and proud that California continues to demonstrate what real service, real community, real volunteerism looks like. So let me just say thank you to all of you who are serving, have served, will serve. Thank you for that commitment, and thank you for committing to lift up the next generation who deserve that opportunity, that support from us. And with that, I'm honored to turn it over to Chief Operations Officer here at Feeding San Diego, Patty O'Connor.
Good afternoon. As he mentioned, I'm Patty O'Connor, Chief Operations Officer here at Feeding San Diego. A big thank you to Attorney General Bonta for being here, and welcome to you all. Right now, more than ever, the need for food assistance is rising. With the holidays around the corner, so many families, seniors, students are struggling, and it's critical that we come together, and we cannot do this work alone. At Feeding San Diego, we rely on dedicated volunteers and community members to help us rescue and distribute over 34 million meals annually. This is Feeding San Diego's third year working with the College Corps program. We are really big fans of this program. The first year we started with 5. We didn't really know what we were getting into. We just thought it was a great idea. And the second year we went to 9. We requested 9 College Corps fellows. And just this last year we now have 16. That's how much we love the program. So, big fans. And they are currently working alongside our staff in multiple departments across our organization. Their contribution has been truly transformative for both our organization and the community. This program provides college students with meaningful paid service opportunities, allowing them to support nonprofits while helping them pay for college. College Corps fellows bring consistency, energy, love seeing that energy around here, around the halls, in the warehouse, in the volunteer center, in the marketplace. They just really bring a really wonderful sense of energy here. They also, they're here to serve, obviously. And at Feeding San Diego, every fellow serves in a role that prioritizes community engagement and direct service. They're in leadership positions in the food sorting room and the marketplace, where they help lead volunteers and support daily hunger relief operations. In these roles, Corps fellows are deepening their understanding of food insecurity while building strong foundations in service leadership, problem solving, and inclusive community engagement. For students, College Corps is a chance to make a real impact while gaining professional experience. At our end of the year lunch last year, I went around and asked each of them how this program prepared them for life after graduation. Each of them highlighted that they learned leadership skills, and that's not something that's typically taught in a classroom. One of them, who was a data science major, he said he wasn't sure if this job was right for him when we first started talking about bringing him on. And he was very uncomfortable because he wasn't comfortable with public speaking. He preferred to be behind the computer, working on computer stuff. And so we brought him on, and the team here supported him and coached him. And by the end of the year, he was one of our best leaders and just thrives now on public speaking. And in fact, he really learned how to network while he was here, which is going to be invaluable in his future. We're so proud of them, by the way. The skills that College Corps fellows learn here will serve them long after graduation. And we're proud to partner with this program and excited to continue growing together so that more students gain valuable experience and more neighbors get the food they need. To our College Corps fellows, thank you for your passion and for your service. You're truly strengthening our community. Together, we can ensure every person in our community has access to nutritious food today and for years to come. Thank you. I'm going to introduce Jocelyn Guerrero. She's one of our College Corps fellows. Whoops, where is she? Here she is.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody. As mentioned, my name is Jocelyn Guerrero, and I'm a third-year Global Health major at UC San Diego, as well as a proud third-year returning College Corps fellow. First and foremost, I would like to thank all of you for taking the time out of your day to be here and to share in our collective commitment to volunteerism and community engagement. I would also like to express my sincere gratitude to Feeding San Diego and to College Corps for giving me the opportunity to speak today and to reflect on my experiences as a dedicated College Corps fellow. My passion for service began in my hometown of Oxnard, California, where I volunteered at my local food pantry and free clinic. Providing food and medical services to hundreds of families on a weekly basis opened my eyes to how crucial it is to advocate for marginalized communities. When I moved to San Diego, I found myself living in a more affluent part of town. However, I knew that many marginalized community members were still struggling, often out of sight. This inspired me to join College Corps my freshman year, so I could give back to the community that has become my new home. Feeding San Diego has been my College Corps site placement for nearly 2 years, and my involvement with the organization has been one of the most meaningful experiences of my college career. Through this work, I have learned that food insecurity affects people from all backgrounds: college students, veterans, and families, all of whom I've seen come to Feeding San Diego seeking basic food necessities. My time here has also given me the opportunity to engage with the community in many ways. From working at our marketplace and providing groceries to individuals, to leading groups of volunteers at our volunteer center, and collaborating with our dedicated warehouse staff who work tirelessly to deliver food to communities in need. Being a part of a team that supports San Diego has shown me how profoundly impactful even small acts of services can be. One of the most impactful moments that I have experienced, and one that I'm particularly proud of, was helping a family receive groceries from our marketplace for the first time. After shopping, the family shared how difficult things had been financially in their home, and how our marketplace gave them a sense of security and hope. Hearing their story was a powerful reminder of the real difference our work can make in people's lives, and a visual representation to me that the work that I do here is very important. Furthermore, my experiences as a College Corps member have significantly changed the trajectory of my career. As I pursue a future as a physician, I am committed to uplifting marginalized communities, engaging with nonprofits and local organizations, as well as applying the lessons I have learned here as a College Corps Fellow to serve with dignity, compassion, and respect. I hope to use my career not only to provide care, but also to advocate for those whose voices are often overlooked. Looking ahead, I am excited to continue with College Corps throughout my senior year and remain actively involved with Feeding San Diego, a community that has become both warm and supportive for me. Through this journey, I have grown in confidence, leadership, and public speaking, skills that I will carry into my future career and into every space where I can continue to serve others. Thank you. I'll now pass it along back to Attorney General.
Thank you, Jocelyn and Patty. Again, honored to be here. Thank you for the opportunity to be with you. And with that, if you have any questions, we're happy to answer any questions you might have.